going to start with a lip tutorial from Miss Shea Coulee. And Shea, who do you have here with you today?
I have my lovely daughter. Her name is Kenzie Coulee. Kenzie, can you come up here?
So Shea, as drag mother, you were the first one to put on Kenzie's makeup. What do you know about her face? Like, what works on it best?
Well, actually, she's like adopted because she was already doing her makeup before I came along,
great.
you know? So she was already doing a fine job. I was just like, hey girl, like I think you're mad cute and you play the violin. So let me like teach you some tricks. So I'm going to do just kind of like a standard lip on her. I love lips. I was blessed with a really like lovely natural set, but I still actually overdraw my lips, which is something that some people find kind of, they're like, girl, say what? And I'm just like, only because there's so much dimension that you can create with lip liner, and you always want to make sure, regardless of the color, regardless of how bold it is, you're gonna want to do a little contouring, because you want to give like a nice pout. And especially since like matte lip colors are so trendy right now, it's really nice to be able to go in there and like lay something down that will make it still have that dimension. So,
All right, while you get started,
Yes.
Layla, we'll talk a little bit while Shea goes. Talk to me about your makeup inspiration. Like, what were the first guiding things that you had when you started doing your face?
Well, I will preface this with the best thing that works for my face is a paper bag over my head in a very dark room. Like,
I agree.
I look so fucking beautiful in a dark room with a door closed in another building. It's uncanny. It's ridiculous. I went to art school and I always really liked makeup, so I was always like, oh, that seems kind of like a different way of like painting. Not like, yes, girl, fierce couture work, painting the house down boots. Like literally like painting like with a brush. So I was like, oh, let's start doing this. I already forget the question, but.
Well, what were your earliest inspirations, or what are even your inspirations now?
I've always just been a fan of art and beautiful women, and I really like special effects. Like I was always that kid that watched like the behind the scenes and like movies, and like I like the idea of transforming to something completely different and like actually looking pretty.
Yeah. What about today?
I know that's a stretch for me, but.
What about today? You've got sort of the dual tone thing going on. What inspired this?
I was wearing blue hair and I had pink on my jacket, so I was like, I'm gonna do two different. I'm gonna be edgy and trendy. And instead, I just look like a cheap Harlequin. That's where all of you revolt and say, no, you're beautiful. You don't have to change for anyone.
You're beautiful. You don't have to change for anyone.
Thank you.
When you sit down to do your face, what is the first and what is the last thing you wind up doing?
First, I cry in the shower while I'm shaving. And then after I cut up my face all bloody, I spray alcohol all over it. And then when it's just had enough, I fill in every pores with this plastic oil that's skin color. And then somehow this turns out.
What is the easiest thing in your process to get wrong or need to redo or screw up?
I will say this, I never do my makeup drunk. It's like a lot of girls, I feel like are like, oh, I'm just gonna have a few drinks and do my makeup and show up at the club and it'll be real easy. I'm like, this sounds like a nightmare. I need to like lay everything out and like prep myself, because also I never draw anything on even. It's like I don't do the whole like sisters, cousins, brothers, sisters makeup or whatever, like when nothing's even. My thing is like, okay, well my eyeliner's always bigger on this eye than that eye. My eyebrow's always weirder on this other eye than that one. My contour might be lower. I just move my face a lot or stay in dark places and no one can tell. If you blink your eyes enough, no one can tell that your eyeliner is uneven or you forgot to do something. Also, glitter fixes everything. Everything. I have like these weird bulgy frog eyes like on the bottom, and like plaster some glitter on and some lower lashes and you can't even tell. This is the part where you say, I know, Layla, it's flawless. We definitely can't see your weird toad eyes.
I want to check in with Shea. How you doing over there?
You know, just throwing on a little lip. I went and I did her lip liner, and I used MAC Night Moth. And then here we got, oh, is this Anastasia?
Yeah,
it's Grape
it smells
Jelly
like
by
vanilla.
Anastasia.
Anastasia Beverly Hills Cosmetics.
Yes,
From
absolutely.
a sickening supply of Anastasia.
A sickening supply. And if some girls leave it behind, it becomes an even more sickening supply.
And what's up next in the tutorial, Chef?
Well, okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm coming in. Do you want to turn towards me just a little bit? Yes. So I'm going in. I'm throwing in the lip color now. I went in and filled in the outer corners. I went below her lip a little bit, just so that her bottom lip already has like a nice bit of fullness. But what I like to do is to create a little bit of a contour under the lip, so that when it's relaxed and you're looking at it from a profile, it gives like a really nice dimension, so you don't quite get that like hook back that like lips tend to do, like right at the bottom of the lip line. I'm going to blend her out, and then once I get like a nice layer of the lip color on, I'm just gonna go in with like a lighter color just to go in the center of her lips, both on the bottom and top. And yeah, it'll just give it like a nice little pop, essentially giving a contour on the outside of the lip and a nice like highlight in the center.
And Shea, where did you learn to do a lip?
I am self-taught. It's just, you know, I started doing drag just shortly after college, and I would look at YouTube makeup tutorials. I went to school for costume design, so knew a little bit about theater makeup, but drag makeup is so different because it's kind of like a combination of both theater and glamour. So it took me a while to just kind of like figure out a technique and like tricks, but I just kind of, probably like 3 years into the game, was just like, okay, bitch, your lips are cute now.
Laila, I assume you're self-taught as well from your experience in art school? Or?
I am, yeah. I always just practice on my own face. I used to just sit around and like put it on, wipe it off, look at pictures that I liked, look at the shapes I liked, look at the shapes of my face. That's like a big thing to consider with makeup is like if you look at Miss Fame, this is like a great example. I look at Miss Fame's makeup a lot, and I really like, I almost get jealous, or I really like the shapes that are happening, or the contours she does, and I look at it, and I can try to do that, but it's not going to be the same outcome, because I think it's very important to realize the own shape of your face before you try to recreate a new one. Because a lot of those tips and tricks like are very universal, but they're also like you gotta kind of tweak them for yours. Like I have like a round, weird face. Like I have like no neck. I look like a goddamn shaft.
You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You never look better.
But like she does a really like a really severe like her face is like a triangle where mine is like round like the moon. So if I do that weird like triangle oh god, if I like do that like really cunty cool like triangle contour, it doesn't work for my face because then my cheekbones I have ones and it just looks like a line going down to my face and then like the real shadow of my cheek. So I forgot what the question was again. I'm just rambling.
I like where we wound up, so. Shea, are you all done? Well, Kenzie, thank you so much for joining us up here.
Thank you for having me.
Big round of applause for Kenzie. And actually, I'm going to have you guys switch because we're going to bring up Laila's guest. Do you want to tell us about your guest, Laila?
Absolutely.
I think we should pick a random audience member who just happens to have no eyebrows on at this very moment.
Who could that be?
Can I get a show of hands?
Who could that be? Oh,
Ma'am,
I think we have
in the front row, would you like to come and get your face done? Give it up for random audience member.
Random audience member, what is your name?
My name's Vivien Gabor.
And
Give it up for Vivien.
so, Laila, tell us about what we're going to start with here.
We're going to start with a hope and a prayer. As you can tell, I'm very organized and I came very prepared. So I'm going to dig through this and try to find some browns to put on Viv's face.
You can put whatever color you want.
All the browns. Term brown for what? We're going to start off with some pencils, going with some gels, and hopefully she'll be able to go back downstairs without being made fun of.
For once.
Ooh, Anastasia, Beverly Hills.
All Anastasia. Ooh.
So, Shea, let's talk about Drag Race a little bit while Laila gets started. Did you learn any tips from your fellow queens on your season?
Well, I would like to thank Naomi Smalls and Pheromone and Aja for teaching me the ways of the individual baby lash. I'm wearing them today. But no, I fucking love it. No, that and I guess cleverly applied highlighter. I think this was like the season of the highlighter because they had so many of those like really cute like Anastasia highlighting palettes, and we were like, well, we're on TV now, so I guess we should just look as shiny as possible.
This past challenge was Snatch Game.
Yeah.
I want to ask about your approach to like making yourself up as a character like Naomi Campbell, who, by the way, tweeted her praise of Shea last night during the episode.
I literally was just thinking about Naomi Campbell tweeting me, so I forgot about the question. Oh, my makeup.
What do you change when you're doing a character?
Yeah, I'm still shaking about that tweet, though, by the way. I literally, like, crumbled into a fan's arms. She wasn't ready to console me, but I was just like... But I would say, honestly, Naomi Campbell is just, like, so fucking stunning and beautiful. And one thing that's just, like, so gorgeous about her are just, like, the planes of her face. And they're sharp, but in this really, really subtle way. So I wanted to just kind of create more of like a linear eye. I tend to do this thing where I kind of open up the corners and do like a larger crease to kind of make my eyes look more open.
It looks good.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah, but like opening up the inner corner, like in like a not like too much, like a very dramatic, like very subtly, it makes your eye like your whole like your these like slits, like angry eyes. But that's
I'm sorry.
so
How
good.
would you type that sound effect in a text? I'm gonna send it to you later. I just want to.
You better.
And you're gonna know what I mean. I'm just gonna be like, spitch.
Page me.
I'm gonna be like, what's teats? But yeah, I just wanted to do something a little bit more linear. I kind of like closed off my eyes to make them seem like a little bit more, because Naomi's gaze is so intense. So I really wanted to try and like focus in and make something that was just like sharp and sleek and goddessy. I love her.
Laila, let's check in. How are you doing over there?
I'm actually not doing as poorly as I thought I would.
You're slaying that brow, bitch.
I'm just like, I'm adding like 3 different like brown tones that match her hair, like a lighter one, like a base one, and then like a darker one, just to make it seem like there's like all these little baby hairs and like going in with it. And I like to use I use a Morphe brush, like the little tiny angle brush, and I like put a little product on it and kind of squeeze it so it's really thin, and like literally just draw every individual hair on, which sounds like a pain in the ass, but like when you're a day walker and have no eyebrows and you can do it convincingly, it's like, it's good. My eyebrows are like thick, black, like never get covered down, ever. So the whole time I've been doing drag, I shaved my brows. I was like, fuck it.
I mean, they slay me. I remember when we went out to brunch one time, and I was just like, bitch, I just realized you painted those eyebrows on. You know, like it wasn't until I was like so close to her that I was just like, you did that, girl.
Thank you.
You had one of the great lines of the season with Mama, you look so good, it's damn near sinful, when you were talking about Rue's makeup. And I want to ask you, what is it about her face in that moment that you were responding to in a big way?
Well, she had just given me a cruise, so there was like this. So first of all, I felt like thank you was not enough. And then also, it's such a tricky competition. I'm just like, I may not be here tomorrow. So this bitch looks really, really good. And also, we had just come from Untucked, and I had a cocktail, and I was feeling myself. So I was just like, damn, bitch, like, you did that. She was doing the damn thing. But I just loved it. I love the combination of the color palette with the dress. I love the really smoky eye with, like, the nude lip.
She's been looking, like, better and better each episode. Like, this past one was correct. The hair, the colors were good.
That very, like, muted lip, too. It was gorgeous.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, let's talk about it.
Do I look human now?
Actually, not that bad. I usually do them pretty messy because, like, you know, not most people don't have manicured eyebrows that are like perfect, and when they're drawn on, when they're like they look like blocks. I look like an anime character, so I do like little hairs like outside, like they haven't been like waxed or anything, so it just looks like messy boy brows.
I look human.
Yeah.
What did you do? I like it.
Well, thank you, Vivien, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Laila, Shea, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank
Thank
you
you
all for
guys.
joining us.